There is a story that we are all afraid to tell. The story of our failures, fears, and unrealized dreams. But what if I told you that this story is exactly what makes us invincible? Come discover the freedom behind true vulnerability. At the core of our existence, we find an intriguing paradox: vulnerability. But what does it really mean to be vulnerable? It is the courage to show up and be seen, truly, with all our imperfections, hopes, and fears. Imagine that vulnerability is like having an open heart, ready to experience all the amazing things the world has to offer, but also feeling a bit of a flutter in your stomach, because sometimes things can be a little scary. It's like when you want to try climbing a tall tree for the first time. You are super excited, but also a little nervous, and that's totally normal. Being vulnerable is far from a sign of weakness. It is actually a demonstration of courage and strength. It is choosing authenticity when falsehood seems safer. It is embracing the possibility of failure, knowing that it is the path to growth. But why is it so scary? Because vulnerability exposes us to judgment, rejection, and heartbreak. However, it is also the fertile ground where connection, love, and belonging grow. Think about the last time you allowed yourself to be truly vulnerable. Maybe it was sharing a long-held dream, asking for help in a moment of need, or expressing love without guarantees of reciprocity. These moments, though scary, are where we discover our deepest strength. Not in the armor we wear, but in the courage to take it off. Vulnerability is, therefore, an invitation to live fully, love deeply, and grow constantly. So what is vulnerability? It is the beating heart of the human experience, the bridge between who we are and who we can be. It is the risk we take every time we open our hearts to the world, and it is, without a doubt, the truest path to a life rich in meaning. Some myths about vulnerability have been spread, and let's clarify them. The first myth we encounter is the belief that being vulnerable is being weak. But think with me. Does it take more strength to hold up a mask all the time, or to allow yourself to be seen as you really are? Strength lies in the courage to open up, to share our struggles and hopes. Like the leader who admits not knowing all the answers, but is willing to listen and learn. This act does not diminish their leadership. On the contrary, it strengthens connections and fosters an environment of collaboration and innovation. Another myth is that many of us believe that vulnerability is something that affects others, but not ourselves. This is not for me, we say, as if we could choose to be impervious to the emotions and experiences that define the human condition. Recognizing our own vulnerability is not an admission of weakness, but an acknowledgement of our shared humanity. It is the first step to building true connections. Imagine the freedom of saying, "I am not okay," and finding support instead of judgment. Another common myth is the idea that being vulnerable means opening every aspect of our lives to everyone. But vulnerability is not about overexposure. It is about sharing authentically with those who have earned the right to hear your story. It is choosing with whom, when, and how to share our deepest experiences. This selectivity does not diminish vulnerability. It makes it powerful. It is like sharing a secret diary with a trusted friend, knowing that your words will be received with understanding and care. Debunking these myths is not just about changing our perception of vulnerability. It is about embracing the courage to be authentically ourselves. By challenging these beliefs, we open the doors to a life of deeper connections, authenticity, and personal growth. And how to debunk these myths? Be a feelings detective. Imagine you are a detective investigating a great mystery, your own feelings. When you feel vulnerable, think, what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this? This can help understand that it is okay to feel this way. Build a shield of courage. Every time you talk about your feelings or do something that makes you nervous, you add a piece to your shield of courage. The more you do this, the stronger your shield becomes. Share with trusted friends. Talking to friends or family about how you feel is like having teammates on a great adventure. They can help you be brave and remind you that you are not alone. Think for a moment that your vulnerability is not a barrier but a bridge. A bridge that connects you to others, not through perfection, but through the authenticity of your shared experiences. When we open up, we show others that it is safe to do the same. Sharing our doubts, fears, and dreams creates a space of safety and trust, where deep and meaningful relationships can flourish. Vulnerability is also a powerful lever for personal growth. By facing our fears and uncertainties, we are pushed out of our comfort zone, the place where true transformation happens. Every time we choose to be vulnerable, we are practicing courage. We are telling ourselves that it is more important to grow and learn than to remain still out of fear of failure. In the world of leadership, vulnerability transforms into an invaluable tool. Leaders who dare to be vulnerable in front of their teams demonstrate a strength that transcends traditional authority. This openness creates an environment where the fear of error gives way to innovation, and perfection is replaced by progression. It is an invitation for everyone to contribute their ideas, energies, and passions. So, how can we start using our vulnerability as a strength? It begins with the courage to be who we are, to accept our imperfections, and to share our true stories. It is a process, a journey of many steps, but each step brings us closer to a more authentic and connected life. By embracing vulnerability, we not only free ourselves from the chains of fear and uncertainty, but also invite others to do the same. And it is in this shared space of courage and authenticity that we discover the true power of vulnerability. Share this video with those who need this message, leave your like because it helps the channel, and subscribe to follow the videos to come. Keep expanding your true potential. See you next time. See you next.